Welcome to the realm where legends come to life. Here, we journey through the timeless tales of myth, folklore, and ancient history, exploring the mysteries that have fascinated humanity for centuries. From the heroic sagas of legendary warriors to the eerie whispers of forgotten spirits, every story is a portal to a world beyond the ordinary. Subscribe and join me on this adventure as we uncover the truth behind the myths, unravel the secrets of ancient civilizations, and delve deep into the stories that shaped our world. Whether you're a lover of history, a fan of fantasy, or simply someone who enjoys a good tale, there's something here for you. Let the stories begin. 1. The Legend of the Red Thread of Destiny. Many years ago, according to legend, an emperor invited a powerful sorceress who had the gift of seeing the red thread of destiny. Upon arriving at the palace, the emperor asked the sorceress to follow the red thread of his destiny and guide him to the woman destined to be his wife. The sorceress agreed and followed the thread from the emperor's little finger, leading her to a market. There, she stopped in front of a peasant woman holding a baby. The emperor, enraged, believed it was a mockery from the sorceress and pushed the young woman to the ground, causing the newborn to injure her forehead. He later ordered the guards to take the sorceress away and demanded her execution. Years later, the emperor decided to marry the daughter of a powerful landowner whom he had never seen before. During the ceremony, when he saw his future wife's face for the first time, he noticed a peculiar scar on her forehead and immediately realized that the young woman he was about to marry was the same baby the sorceress had guided him to years ago. Calm Shout and the Autumn. In Tierra de Fuego, there was a time when the leaves of trees always remained green. During that time, a young man named Cam Shout decided to travel to a distant place to perform a rite of initiation upon reaching adulthood. His absence was so prolonged that the other inhabitants believed he had died. However, one unexpected day, Cam Shout returned and told his fellow villagers that he had been to a place where the trees lost their leaves in autumn and regained them with a greenish hue in spring. His words were met with disbelief and mockery from others. Angered by their lack of belief, Cam Shout withdrew to the forest and disappeared for a while. When he reappeared, he did so in the form of a parrot with green and red feathers. With the arrival of autumn, Cam Shout dyed the leaves of the trees with his red feathers, which later fell to the ground. The inhabitants feared for the health of the trees, believing they were sick and would soon die. Cam Shout could not contain his laughter at the confusion caused. In the following spring, the leaves sprouted again in greenish hues. Since then, it is said that parrots laugh at humans as revenge for the mockery of Cam Shout, their ancestor. The legend of the woodcutter. In the mountains of Euskal Herria lived a fairy with long blonde hair, always accompanied by her little red-pantsed sprites, the Prak Gori. One day, near an icy stream, the fairy found an abandoned baby. Tenderly, she said, "Your name will be Hanero, for it is a wonder to have found you. I will grant you the gifts of strength, courage, and love throughout your life." The fairy then took the baby to the home of a childless couple. Hanero grew up happily and learned the trade of his adoptive father, a woodcutter. In adulthood, after the passing of his adoptive parents, Hanero lived alone in his mountain home. The village children observed him with curiosity while he gathered firewood. Time passed, and the harshest winter on record arrived, causing the villagers to suffer from the cold due to a shortage of coal for their fireplaces. Determined, Hanero left a sack of firewood at each home. By morning, the villagers were filled with joy. From that day on, they never forgot to ensure they had enough firewood. Since then, the woodcutter decided to distribute toys instead of coal, coming out of the forests every December 25th to bring magic to the villages of Euskal Herria. The legend of corn. The legend says that before the arrival of the god Quetzalcoatl, the Aztecs only ate roots and the occasional animal they could hunt. Corn was an inaccessible food as it was hidden in a remote place beyond the mountains. The ancient gods tried by all means to reach it by removing the mountains, but they failed. The Aztecs turned to Quetzalcoatl, who promised to bring corn. Unlike the gods, Quetzalcoatl used his power to become a black ant and, accompanied by a red ant, journeyed through the mountains in search of the cereal. The process was not easy, and the ants had to dodge various obstacles, which they overcame with bravery. When they arrived at the corn plant, they took a grain and returned to the village. Soon, the Aztecs planted the corn and obtained great harvests, which increased their wealth. With all the benefits, it is said that they built great cities and palaces. From that moment, the Aztec people worshipped the god Quetzalcoatl, who brought them corn, and with it, prosperity. The blue butterfly. Long ago in Japan, according to an ancient Eastern legend, there lived a widower with his 2 daughters. These girls were extremely curious and intelligent, always eager to learn, and constantly asked their father questions. The father did his best to answer them. As time passed, the questions became more complex, and the father decided to send them to live for a time with a wise old master who resided on a hill. The girls quickly asked the master all sorts of questions, and he always responded with wisdom and patience. However, the girls decided to ask him a question they believed the master wouldn't be able to answer. The older sister devised a plan. She captured a blue butterfly in the field and explained to her sister what they would do the next day. "While I hold the butterfly in my hands," she said, "you will ask the master if it is alive or dead. If he says it is alive, I will crush and kill it. But if he says it is dead, I will release it. This way, his answer will always be incorrect." The next day, when they asked the master if the butterfly was alive or dead, expecting him to fall into their trap, the master calmly responded, "It depends on you. It is in your hands." The mate herb, an ancient Guarani legend, tells that since time immemorial, the moon, Yasi, has roamed the night skies, observing with curiosity the trees, rivers, and lakes. Although Yasi only knew the earth from the sky, she longed to descend and see the wonders her friend, the cloud Ari, spoke of. One day, Yasi and Ari decided to descend to earth, transformed into girls with long hair, ready to explore the jungle's wonders. Suddenly, among the trees, a jaguar appeared, approaching threateningly. At that moment, an old hunter aimed an arrow at the animal, which fled quickly. Though Yasi and Ari were frightened, they returned swiftly to the sky without being able to thank the man. That same night, Yasi decided to express her gratitude to the old man, and while he was resting, she spoke to him from the sky. "I am Yasi, the girl you saved today. I want to thank you for your bravery. Therefore, I will give you a gift you will find in front of your house, a new plant whose toasted and ground leaves will produce a drink that will unite hearts and ward off loneliness." At dawn, the old man discovered the plant and followed Yasi's instructions to make the drink. Thus, Mate was born, a drink that has endured in Guarani culture since then, the caluche. The legend says that in the waters of Chiloé, Chile, there sails a ship known as the caluche. This ship is commanded by powerful sorcerers, and during the nights, it illuminates the waters with its presence. The caluche only appears at night, and inside one can hear music that attracts shipwrecked sailors and crew members from other vessels. However, if someone who is not a sorcerer looks at it, they risk becoming a floating log or turning invisible. Moreover, the ship's crew has special characteristics, such as having one leg to walk on and fragmented memories, which keeps the secret of the caluche guarded among them. According to the legend, it is dangerous to look directly at the caluche, as the crew punishes those who do. by twisting their mouths or turning their heads backward. Therefore, it is advised to avoid being seen by the crew if the ship is spotted. When the Kalush approaches the shore and captures someone, it takes them to the depths of the sea and reveals great treasures on the condition that they remain silent about what they have seen, as their life would be in danger otherwise. Despite its fearsome reputation, the Kalush is also known for rescuing shipwrecked people from the depths of the sea and welcoming them into its crew permanently. The Sun and the Moon. According to an ancient legend, in a time when the earth was enveloped in darkness, before the existence of the sun and the moon, the gods gathered in Teotihuacan, a celestial city that had its reflection on earth in the Mexican city of the same name. In Teotihuacan, the gods lit a sacred fire and decreed that whoever jumped over it would become the sun. Two candidates presented themselves: Tecatl, known for his greatness, strength, and riches, and Nanahuatzin, of humble appearance and poverty. When the moment to jump over the fire arrived, Tecatl hesitated and did not dare to do it, fleeing in his cowardice. In contrast, Nanahuatzin showed bravery and jumped into the fire. Impressed, the gods decided to make Nanahuatzin the sun, though the fire burned him, causing his skin to turn dark. Afterward, Tecatl jumped into the fire to follow Nanahuatzin, and his body also burned, becoming the moon. From that moment on, the sun and the moon began to shine in the sky, symbolizing the bravery of Nanahuatzin and Tecatl, who became celestial bodies that guide the day and night. 9. The Legend of the Fire Dragon. In ancient China, there was a legend of a majestic dragon who lived in the mountains. This dragon had the power to control fire and was both feared and respected by those who knew of its existence. One day, the dragon was captured by a malicious sorcerer who wanted to use its power for evil. The sorcerer imprisoned the dragon in a cage of iron, hoping to exploit its abilities for his own gain. However, the dragon's fire was so powerful that it melted the iron bars of its cage, breaking free. The sorcerer, furious, chased the dragon through the mountains, but the dragon used its flames to defend itself and restore balance to the world. The dragon's escape was celebrated by the people, and they built temples in its honor, ensuring that its legend would be remembered for generations. To this day, the dragon's image is often used to symbolize strength, courage, and the eternal struggle between good and evil. 10. The Legend of the White Crane. In ancient Korea, there was a legend about a beautiful white crane that lived in a peaceful valley. One day, a poor hunter discovered the crane injured and nursed it back to health. Grateful, the crane revealed itself as a magical being and offered the hunter a special gift: the ability to understand and communicate with animals. With this newfound power, the hunter became known for his wisdom and kindness, helping both humans and animals alike. The valley flourished under his care, and the hunter's story became a symbol of harmony between humans and nature. The white crane eventually returned to its mystical realm, but its legacy lived on through the hunter's actions and the enduring belief in the magic of nature. 11. The Legend of the Sky Princess. In a faraway land, there was a princess who lived in the sky. She was known for her beauty and kindness, and every day she would descend to earth to bring joy to the people with her presence. One day, a wicked sorcerer captured the princess and trapped her in a tower made of clouds. The people of the land, devastated by her absence, sought the help of a brave knight who embarked on a perilous journey to rescue her. After overcoming numerous challenges and defeating the sorcerer, the knight freed the princess and returned her to the sky. As a token of gratitude, the princess granted the knight the gift of eternal happiness and prosperity. From then on, the people celebrated the princess's return with a grand festival, and the sky was forever adorned with stars that reminded them of her grace and benevolence. 12. The legend of the mountain spirit. In the high mountains of Tibet, there was a legend of a benevolent spirit that protected the land and its people. This spirit, known for its wisdom and strength, would appear in the form of a majestic mountain goat. Whenever the people faced hardships or danger, they would seek the spirit's guidance and support. One day, a powerful storm threatened to destroy the village, and the people prayed for the spirit's intervention. The spirit appeared as the mountain goat and led the villagers to a safe haven, guiding them through the storm. After the storm passed, the villagers celebrated the spirit's bravery and continued to honor and respect the mountains as a sacred place. The legend of the mountain spirit remains a reminder of the connection between humans and nature, and the importance of seeking guidance and protection in times of need. 13. The legend of the Crystal Lake. In a remote forest, there was a crystal-clear lake that was said to have magical properties. The legend told of a young woman who lived near the lake and was known for her beauty and kindness. One day, an evil sorcerer, envious of her happiness, cast a spell that turned the lake into a dark, murky swamp. The young woman, devastated by the change, sought the help of a wise old sage who lived in the forest. The sage revealed that the only way to restore the lake's magic was to perform a selfless act of love. The young woman, guided by the sage's wisdom, performed the act of love and sacrifice, which broke the sorcerer's spell and restored the lake to its original crystal-clear state. The lake became a symbol of purity and love, and the young woman's story was passed down through generations as a testament to the power of selflessness and the magic of nature. 14. The legend of the Hidden Valley. In the Andes Mountains, there was a legend of a hidden valley that was said to be a paradise on earth. This valley was believed to be invisible to those who sought it out for personal gain. Only those with pure hearts and noble intentions could find it. One day, a group of explorers set out to discover the valley, driven by greed and ambition. Despite their efforts, they were unable to find it. Meanwhile, a humble shepherd, who lived a simple life and sought only to bring peace to his people, stumbled upon the hidden valley by accident. The valley welcomed him with open arms, and he lived in harmony with its inhabitants. The legend of the hidden valley serves as a reminder that true happiness and paradise are found not through selfish pursuits, but through kindness, humility, and pure intentions.